Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Tuesday, March 4th, around 9 p.m. Mountain Time 2025. The 12th paroxysm at Kīlauea has begun. Fountaining it's looking like around 1,000 feet high and quite spectacular. Right after the show, we'll be live streaming this eruption over at Rumble on Magnetic Reversal News. So go check that out after the show. And keep calm. It's boom time. Lots to talk about. The severe weather threat was true. Families have been displaced. One injury reported after an EF1 tornado hits Ada. And it is the Ada tornado. According to the National Weather Service, the tornado was 100 to 105 miles per hour at its peak and was on the ground for 3.7 miles. You can see the roof of a school here ripped off, and that is just the tip of the iceberg as far as the damage is concerned. The National Weather Service preliminarily surveyed the damage on the west side of near State Highway 1 and Barnes Avenue before moving east-northeast through Ada. The tornado dissipated northeast of East Central University and Arlington Center. And tornado watches and warnings were up all day as millions brace for damaging winds and tornadoes as thunderstorms tear across the U.S., and that means power outages. Earlier in the day, 307,000 without power in Texas. Let's refresh this and see if the conditions are getting any better. Well, there are more power outages to the east, but Texas just down to 191,000 without power. Alabama, 67,000 plus. Louisiana, 25,000 plus. Mississippi, 20,000 plus. And this storm is just getting started. Severe weather will pack tornado and damaging wind threats from the south to the east coast through Wednesday. And the severe weather threat will continue through the night. You can see the biggest areas likely in number 3, severe thunderstorm forecast from New Orleans all the way to Montgomery, Alabama, and all the way down to Albany. And the storm will continue to move east tomorrow with the severe thunderstorm forecast Wednesday through Wednesday night, focusing on the East Coast from the Delmarva and Washington, D.C. south all the way to Charleston, South Carolina. So buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. But not as bumpy on today's date. Decades ago, the historic North Dakota blizzard, an iconic photo. Parts of the plains are experiencing blizzard conditions today, but that's nothing compared to what happened 60 years ago. On March 4th, 1966, the northern plains, particularly the Dakotas, was in the teeth of one of the worst blizzards in modern records. All-time snow records were set at Devil's Lake and Grand Forks, North Dakota, but it was the wind that turned this into a history-making blizzard. Wind gusts at times were over 70 miles per hour, whipped the snow up to 30 to 40-foot drifts in some areas. Perhaps the deepest drifts observed in the U.S. ever, according to weather historian Christopher Burt. Burt said Bismarck, North Dakota, had 30 straight hours of visibility reduced to 1/8 of a mile or lower during the blizzard. And here's the result. The North Dakota Department of Transportation employee Bill Koch standing next to a set of power lines with drifts tens of feet high. Absolutely amazing. And the historic fire danger looms over central Texas as red flag warnings were issued. And good news, temperatures have dropped off of a peak, have been consolidating. Now the February temperature reading from the UAH satellite-based is the same as it was recorded in February of 1998. Yes, nothing catastrophic is happening on our planet. And if we take a look at the U.S. surface temperature since January 2005, it's basically a straight line with no changes. And, well, January of this year, one of the lowest recorded temperatures for the entire data set. Hashtag climate scam. And here's the full forecast. A major storm system is impacting the central and eastern U.S. currently. A major high-impact storm was ejecting out into the central U.S., bringing widespread hazards through midweek, including damaging high winds, blizzard conditions, severe weather, critical fire weather concerns, and the risks for some flash flooding. Severe thunderstorms and heavy rainfall will move across the eastern seaboard during Wednesday as another potent storm will approach the west this week. Blizzard warnings and watches up for most of Iowa, southern, say it ain't soda, eastern portions of Nebraska and the northeast of Kansas overnight and into the morning. Those conditions will move to the east. And here you can see on the GFS model at 984 millibars, that low pressure system is bombing out. Blizzard conditions on the back end overnight through Iowa. We'll be moving through Iowa over through midnight and into the morning as when they wake up with sunrise in Iowa, the final flurries will be falling. It's going to bomb out up into Canada here and just light snow on the back end for the East Coast. A small clipper will come through this weekend. That big nor'easter is not on the model anymore developing, but that's still far out. So we'll keep a close eye on the models as they develop. Total snowfall from these events, let's walk it through, 3, 6, 9 hours. There are the blizzard conditions, heaviest totals, the northern peninsula there of Mich. Here is Thursday through Friday. That's all the snow for the east, just an inch or more. And the big story is really the wind and the blizzard conditions. That clipper moves through, brings a little bit more snow to the central U.S., the northern tier of Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio, as well as Pennsylvania there. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and the models are far out here, but they're showing considerable snow for the West as we make our way into March. And Al Gore is not pleased. Seismic update. No real quakes of note. Normal activity on the Ring of Fire and worldwide. We do have some activity here, a 4.5 near Svalbard, and that could be some evidence that maybe Iceland is about to go boom. But the big story, and it's getting hazy there at Kīlauea, the 12th paroxysm is occurring with fountaining to over 1,000 feet here, maybe 300 meters, maybe even more. This looks above the caldera rim. So this is quite impressive fountaining coming from Kīlauea's 12th paroxysm, which started 2 days before Christmas on the 23rd of December. Worldwide volcano news for the 4th of March. Liwa Toby to 11,000 feet. Nevado de Ruiz on the list today. Semadu Hunu, ground report of an eruption. Take a look at this. Atka volcano. Alert status has been lowered to green. And it's looking pretty green there in the Aleutians. Can Leon on the list, 9,000 foot puff today. Santaguito, volcanic ash advisory. Sangay 19,000 feet. Ibu on the list, 7,000 foot puff. Semadu puffing and passing. Nevado de Ruiz, new volcanic ash emissions. Can Leon, 9,000 foot blast there. Ibu to 8,000 feet. Liwa Toby to 11,000 feet, wrapping up a short list for March 4th. Space weather looking short. 2 little sunspot groups peppering the disk, mid-latitude. Nothing really happening. No flaring. The 3-day geomagnetic forecast with KP5, well, nothing is happening. That was from a plasma filament, CME, that emerged from the sun 2 days ago. Let's take a look at Discover Solar Wind, shall we? We can see plasma speed hovering at 500 kilometers per second. We did have the BZ push south just about 6 hours ago, but it's recovered. But we can see here a gradual increase in the density, so that means plasma speed will be rising. Maybe in 12 hours, potentially we could get into geomagnetic territory. KP is currently at 2. Who knew? Now you do. The next big space weather maker is going to be this coronal hole in about 3 or 4 days. Scientists have created the first woolly mouse. It's a mouse with mammoth traits. It is a step toward bringing back mammoths. And, well, a very bad step for humanity. What are your thoughts? Leave a comment below, and the article will be linked there as well. Breaking news of victory for free speech. Mark Stein's $1 million judgment has been slashed to just $5,000 in a landmark climate case against hockey stick maker Michael Mann, the biggest purveyor of fake news and fake science in the climate realms ever. The judge has ordered also, wait for it, Michael Mann to pay $500,000, $500,000 in court costs. Let's get to that. Mann has been ordered to pay $500,000 in legal costs to the National Review, Stein's co-defendant in the case. This is a win for climate scammers and climate deniers worldwide, including Oppenheimer Ranch Project. We're very proud of it. Bad news. New York announces it will take citizen surveillance and censorship to the next level. Like the plot to a dystopian movie, New York will now monitor social media writings, collect data, and use law enforcement to crack down on any expression it deems hate speech. 1984 much? Good news, we still have scientists with integrity on Earth, and we're talking about none other than the Ceres team, including Willie Soon. And hopefully we'll see Willie Soon really soon. In fact, you will if you watch the inaugural episode of the Series podcast live. We're going to leave you links below. It's over at their YouTube channel, Series Science. Give them a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, watch the first podcast with the Series team, and tell them Diamond sent you. And if you didn't know, or if you haven't seen, gold is at all-time high. 2,900 plus today. And if we look at the one-year chart, it is just up and away, over $1,000 just this year. That's a 33% gain. And many people are wondering how they can secure their retirement and their future. Well, Goldco, an industry leader, has helped thousands of Americans diversify and protect their retirement savings every day. And now there are no minimums. You can get involved at any level. You can buy precious metals directly from them and they'll ship them to you. You can have them stored on their facility to keep your precious metals safe if you're in a dangerous area that may get robbed. Or you can convert your IRA into precious metals with no penalties. Yeah, and no fees. How good can it get? You get free shipping, free access to a library of retirement resources, the highest price buyback guaranteed in the industry, and the best value. Get up to 10% instant match in free silver. All you got to do is fill out the request here for your free 2025 gold and silver kit. There is no obligation. It is 100% free. You have nothing to lose except security for your retirement and your future. Goldco is one of the highest rated by the Better Business Bureau IRA precious metals on earth. There are a lot of scams out there, but these guys get some of the highest ratings by the Better Business Bureau and customers alike. So get your free gold and silver kit today. Just go to diamondlovesgold.com. That's diamondlovesgold.com, or click the link below. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share the video. We are shadow banned and we need your help to grow. Simply share the video, hit the subscribe and the thumbs up. We are preparing for our first annual event. The San Luis Valley Seed Exchange happens in the second week of April, the 13th and the 14th, I believe, just about less than 6 weeks out. Show up in the San Luis Valley, get all the free seeds you need from Oppenheimer Ranch Project. We'll have Leah's balms and maybe some of Diamond's tea, and there's always free medicine. We love each and every one of you. Be safe, and that is a boom.